Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to Martin's Hi-Fi in Norwich, and especially our guest today, Chris Cope from Meridian Audio.
Thank you very much.
I've known Chris for many, many years. We're just going to have a chat about this system that we put in behind us here. Analog source which is plugged into the 818, which digitally sends a signal into the Ultra DAC, out into 4 Meridian 857 power amps powering a pair of Bowers & Wilkins loudspeakers. It's an extreme system.
It is, it's definitely an extreme system, and one that I haven't seen too often throughout the country and world as well on top of that. So with the Meridian Ultra DAC there really being the source for the system, we're able to connect, as we have done here, the turntable into it via our 818. We can run Zulus directly into the Ultra DAC, or we can run Roon directly into the Ultra DAC there to then play up through the system here. As you say, it is quite a rare case where we would see this many amplifications.
Yeah, well, needs must. We need 8 amplifiers to run these speakers, so it's a bit extreme. Normally, you would perhaps have one power amp with 250 watt stereo power into a pair of any loudspeakers, really, be they small or big. If you want to go bigger, how much do these, if you bridge these into mono, what do you get?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you bridge these into mono, they can output 1.5 kilowatts into 4 ohms, so they're pretty meaty.
Yeah, and they're heavy enough to do that. The power supplies in them are just out of this world.
Absolutely, yeah. So you have a huge toroidal power supply in the middle there. Reason for that is that you need power to then make power. Using smaller power supplies, it's just not really the way to go because you just can't draw this energy from it.
Yeah.
Being in business since 1977, we have a clear understanding of what's required within electronics to get the very best out of the equipment.
Yeah, and I suppose being Martin's Hi-Fi, we were actually dealing with Meridian in 1977. I think we're established
Absolutely.
as one of the longest established dealers in the world for Meridian. We've stood by the equipment all of these years, and it's proved that it's stood the test of time. It's 800 series, 600 series. We've done all of the ranges going back as long as I can remember.
Absolutely, and it's equipment that is both used with passive loudspeakers as we have here, or digital active loudspeakers that we are very well known for. So we have, from our inception, always put the amplifier within the speaker. And with today's, let's say, know-how, the speakers that we now produce are quite intelligent in how they manage that. But clearly there is a market, let's say, for passive loudspeakers, and that's where we and our expertise come along with power amps such as these.
Yeah, it's certainly with the feedback we've had from clients and staff who've come into the room, it's proved very, very difficult to get people to go out of the room once they start listening to music in here, because the system is singing at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of what we've achieved, and the level of, I suppose, getting all of this equipment together in one place is one thing, but actually setting it up properly so that it sounds good is the other skill that we have to employ as well. So it's taken a little while to position speakers correctly, to choose the right cables and just get everything just so. Once you do that, you can really, really hit the benefit of taking the extra time to do that.
There's a lot of technique and know-how that goes into configuring a system like that. I mean, as you say there, with the positioning, which is crucial because you're looking at the physics of the room and the speakers and everything, seating position. So it certainly takes time, and being in business for so long really helps you to achieve that potential.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, years of hard graft all of a sudden starts to come into the fore. It's just little things when you're setting systems up, like remembering that you've got to make sure that you've got variable output on the preamp, so that you don't put full gain through the power amps into the speakers. I'm sure we've all done it once. Not running up to it.
Absolutely.
So it's fine. So I think our history code speaks for itself, and the two companies have worked together brilliantly all these years. Always seem to do very well, and customer feedback and loyalty to the brand is just amazing with Meridian. So something that we're acutely aware of, and I think our customers already know this, that if we deal with a company, we don't do it lightly. We want the backup and the service from Meridian, and Meridian expect us to do our part in turn by looking after our customers as well.
Absolutely.
We work together to make sure that that happens, and it's a team effort. All of this. So Meridian coming down today to help us out here and have another listen to this system is pretty amazing. You know.
Yeah, and throughout the years as well, Meridian has produced products that have been upgradable. So going back to the DSP 8000, when that was released at the turn of the millennium, that can now be upgraded to the latest SE specification loudspeaker. Same with many other products within the range as well, which have come on different versions and so on. And we'd like to take our customers on that journey with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So the 818, for example, started off as version 1. It's now version 3, and I believe that every single version 1 can be upgraded to the very latest specification. So it gives you longevity when you're spending your hard-earned money on a product. You want to know that it's going to last a long time, and certainly we see Meridian products 15, 20, 25 years old, still working and still putting a smile on their customer's face. So that's very, very important to us as well. It is a big investment, and it has to perform and last, just so that you are assured that you're going to have good value for money.
Absolutely, and performance is paramount with this kind of equipment because it's designed to be entertaining. It's designed to release the true emotion of any recordings, and we do our utmost to present that uncoloured audio.
Yes, it's nice when you know that I suppose we call it signal preservation these days, because we know we're going to get a good file coming in on either streamed in or played on a disc or played on vinyl, and it's us looking after that very small signal through the whole system and out to the loudspeakers. It's what you do with that signal, and if you make a mistake somewhere along the audio chain, it's so obvious at the end when you listen to it and it's not quite right, it doesn't really do it. But if you get everything just so, the experience should put a big smile on your face, and of course our leisure time is very, very important. And
that's a very good point actually, and something worth expanding on. So in today's times, there is more of an emphasis of listening to music that wouldn't necessarily be of high quality in its own right. So I'm talking about non-high resolution streaming services, where something like the Ultra DAC there will actually acknowledge that this signal is not of its best ability, and will certainly make the best of it. So by that, the Ultra DAC is designed with multiple DACs where inside it that will provide the highest resolution even from low resolution tracks. So the amazing thing about the Ultra DAC is it can even make low resolution audio sound high resolution. Clearly, if you feed it better quality stuff, then you will get a better sound from it. But so
native is always best if we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not all, we've all got big CD collections, I'm sure, and want to know that we've not wasted all of our money on those formats.
It's also the most popular format as well. So,
and if we can upsample from CD to a high resolution on the fly, I think Ultra DAC is just pretty an amazing product, and you could put it up against a lot of the either more expensive DACs out there, and it remains competitive as a package. So highly impressed
and
with it.
Touching on something you said earlier as well, it's all about getting the nuances from the audio. It's about releasing the best that you can possibly achieve, and that all starts off at the source.
Yeah, the recording studio.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the more that information you can then release at the front end, and then, as you say, preserve it throughout the audio chain with high resolution amplifiers and so on, up to speakers that are capable of doing that higher performance, and you end up with a sound that is truly stunning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think from everyone who's heard the system we've got in this in our demonstration room at the moment, I think we've pretty much nailed it here. We've got real effortless power from these superb amplifiers. We've got a source that's just allowing us to play music, and in an it's not forcing any issue, but where it's required to, it's just delivering what the signal is coming in. It's just delivering it to us in a way that's absolutely brilliant. So if anyone's interested in hearing anything, all they need to do is contact us, and we'll set up bespoke demonstrations for them. You know, we've taken tours to the factory as well, which is very interesting, but we have to cut that bit out, I think.
Tours to the factory, the interesting one.
Yeah.
It's an interesting factory.
It is. It's a good factory. It's
But,
today, isn't it?
Yeah, but in collaboration with, just me talking from you, with Meridian, you have taken people to the factory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
leading people that way by yourselves is
Yeah,
a positive
and
thing.
it's us. It's a bit of a jolly, I suppose, for us to go and have a look around the factory. But on the other hand, it's actually pretty serious, because it shows us how much effort goes into building these products. How
Absolutely.
many people behind the scenes have actually had a part in making and designing and just organising. It's a miracle that anything gets done, really.
And every product is built in the UK. It is pieced together by Meridian. All the design, all the engineering, everything is done in Cambridgeshire.
Have the philosophy, the know-how, and the people behind.
And yeah, you touched on a very important point. So, as Meridian have been, let's say, established since 1977, that's a lot of time there where you're able to perfect what you do and perfect your craft. Especially when it comes to digital active loudspeakers, you really need to understand how the drive units react with the amplification, with the preamps, with the cabinet. And to be totally honest, that comes with time. Anybody can throw a speaker into a cabinet with an amplifier and have a go, but to actually really craft that into something that sounds exquisite, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of know-how, and it takes a team of people.
Yeah.
You know, Meridian is absolutely, from a head figure, there is Bob Stewart, but there is a huge team behind that makes it happen.
Oh, yeah. I've met quite a few of them, but I'm sure there's a few in there that I haven't bumped into, because they're locked away in a cupboard and they won't let us in to have a look.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Restricted areas, so I'll have to see if we slip Chris a fiver if he'll let us in, but I don't think he will.
Have to be more than a fiver.
Okay, we'll work out a price on that later.
Yep.
Okay, well, I think without further ado, I think we'll get to listening to some music now. So
absolutely.
If we wrap up here, I think we've covered everything. Thank you very much indeed for coming in, sir.
Great, thank you very much.
And here's to the next 50 years.
Indeed.